Okay, it's me again, Mr. Allen. I'm coming to you today to bring the fifth Sunday in Lent. And the fifth Sunday in Lent is that Jesus has the power over death. And there's three stories I'm going to give you to show you that Jesus has the power over death. Okay, the first one is found in Mark chapter 5, verses 21. It's also in Matthew 9 and Luke 8. Once again, Jesus got into the boat and crossed Lake Galilee. Then, as he stood on the shore, large crowds gathered around him. The person in charge of the Jewish meeting place, was also there. His name was Jairus, and when he saw Jesus, he went over to him. He knelt at Jesus' feet and started begging him for help. He said, "My daughter is about to die. Please come and touch her so she will get well and live." Jesus went with Jairus. Many people followed along and kept crowding around. In the crowd was a woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. She had gone to many doctors, and they had not done anything except cause her a lot of pain. She had paid all the money she had, but instead of getting better, she only got worse. The woman had heard about Jesus, so she came up behind him in the crowd and barely touched his clothes. She had said to herself, "If I can touch his clothes, I will get well." As soon as she touched them, her bleeding stopped and she knew she was well. At that moment, Jesus felt power go out from him. He turned to the crowd and asked, "Who touched me? Or who touched my clothes?" His disciples said to him, "Look at all these people crowding around you. How can you ask, 'Who touched me?' You?" But when Jesus turned to see who had touched him, the woman knew what had happened to her. She came shaking with fear and knelt down in front of Jesus. Then she told him the whole story. Jesus said to the woman, You are now well because of your faith, and may give you peace. You are healed, and you will no longer be in pain." While Jesus was still speaking, some men from Jairus' house. See, I didn't want to just skip around. I wanted to tell you the whole story of Jairus, and Jairus is the one where his daughter was dying. Home and said, "Your daughter has died." Excuse me. Why bother the teacher anymore? Jesus heard what they said, and he said to Jairus, don't worry, just have faith." Jesus did not let anyone go with him except Peter and the two brothers, James and John. They went home with Jairus and saw the people crying and making a lot of noise. Then Jesus went inside and said to them, "Why are you crying and carrying on like this? The child isn't dead. She is just asleep." But the people laughed at him. After Jesus had sent them out of the house, he took the girl's father and mother and his 3 disciples and went to where she was. He took the 12-year-old girl by the hand and said, "Tabitha Kumi," which means the little girl, get up. The girl got right up and started walking around. Everyone was greatly surprised, but Jesus ordered them not to tell anyone what had happened. Then he said, "Give her something to eat." Okay, and then in Luke 7, starting in verse 11, it's a widow's son. This is another example that Jesus has power over death. And remember, I'm not skipping. I'm just telling you how it, so you get the whole picture. And I'm reading from the New English Version because it's easier for me to read. Soon Jesus and his disciples were on the way to the town in Nain or something like that. And a big crowd was going along with them. As they came near the gate of the town, they saw people crying, carrying out a body. A widow's only son had died. Many people from the town were walking along with her. When the Lord saw the woman, he felt sorry for her and said, "Don't cry." Jesus went over and touched the stretcher on which the people were carrying the dead boy. They stopped, and Jesus said, "Young man, get up." The boy sat up and began to speak. Jesus then gave him back to his mother. Everyone was frightened and praised God. They said, "A great prophet is he with us. God has come to his people." News about Jesus spread all over Judea and everywhere else in the part of the country. Last story I'm going to read you is about Lazarus, and he's the most popular one. Okay, this is taken from John chapter 11, verses 1. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. The death of Lazarus. As a man by the name of Lazarus was sick in the village of Bethlehem. No, Bethlehem. He had two sisters, Mary and Martha. This was the same Mary who later poured perfume on the Lord's head and wiped his feet with her hair. The sisters sent a message to the Lord and told him that his good friend Lazarus was sick. When Jesus heard this, he said, "His sickness won't end in death. It will bring glory to God and His Son." Jesus loved Martha and her sister and brother, but he stayed where he was for 2 more days. Then he said to his disciples, "Now we will go back to Judea." "Teacher," they said, "the people there want to stone you to death. Why do you want to go back?" Jesus answered, "Aren't there 12 20 hours in a day? If you walk during the day, you will have light, but from the sun, and you won't stumble. But if you walk during the night, you will stumble because you don't have any light." Then he told them, "Our friend Lazarus is asleep, and I am going there to wake him up." They replied, "Lord, if he is sleeping, he will get better." Jesus really meant Lazarus was dead, but they thought he was talking only about sleep. Then Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus is dead. I am glad that I wasn't there, because now you will have a chance to put your faith in me. Let's go to him." Thomas, whose nickname was Twin, said to the disciples, "Come on, let's go so we can die with him." When Jesus got to Bethany, that's what it is, Bethany, he found that Lazarus had already been dead in the tomb for 40 days. Oh yeah, for 40 days, sorry. I got ahead of myself. For 4 days. That sounds better. Bethany was only about 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many people had come from the city to come with Martha and Mary because their brother had died. When Martha heard Jesus had arrived, she went to meet him. But Mary stayed at the house. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Yet even now I know that God would do anything you ask. Jesus told her, your brother will live again. Martha said, I know that he will rise to life on the last day when all the dead are raised. Jesus then said, I am the one who raises the dead to life. Everyone who has faith in me will live, even if they die. And everyone who lives becomes a faith in me will never die, rarely die. Don't you believe this? Yes, Lord, she replied. I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God. You are the one who we hoped would come into the world. After Martha said this, she went and privately said to her sister Mary, the teacher is here, and he wants to see you. As soon as Mary heard that, she got up and went out to Jesus. He was still outside the village where Martha had gone to meet him. Now, many people had come to comfort Mary, and when they saw her quickly leave the house, they thought she was going out to the tomb to cry, so they followed her. Mary went to where Jesus was. Then, as soon as she saw him, she knelt at his feet and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw that Mary and the people with her was crying, he was terribly upset and asked, where have you put his body? They replied, Lord, come and you will see. Jesus started crying, and people said how much he loved Lazarus. So some of them said, he gave sight to the blind. Why couldn't he have kept Lazarus from dying? Jesus was still terribly upset, so he went to the tomb, which was a cave with a stone ruled against the entrance. Then he told the people, to roll the stone away. Martha said, Lord, you know that Lazarus has been dead for 4 days, and there will be a bad smell. Jesus replied, didn't I tell you that if you have faith, you would see the glory of God? After the stone had been rolled away, Jesus looked up toward heaven and prayed, Father, I thank you for answered my prayer. I knew that you always answer my prayers, but I say this that so that the people here will believe that you have sent me. When Jesus finished praying, he shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" The man who had been dead came out. His hands and feet were wrapped with strips of burial cloth and cloth coming to his face. Jesus then told the people, "Untie him and let him go." Okay, that was what it means about the fifth Sunday in Lent. Okay, come back. Watch my other videos. Once I come back. Watch my other videos on what I'm making today, because it is Palm Sunday. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.